Yo, what's up everybody? So I know I said I was going to make some gear video, so here I am making a gear video. Alright everybody, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. Bye. I'm just kidding. Anyways, I used to have some really beat up gloves for Scary Farm, I believe for 7 years straight. I'm talking, they were beat up and I actually should have planned. Oh, here they are. So, you guys ready for this? Dude. Check these bad boys out. I used to wear these gloves in Carnival and then upwards to Ghost Town, all the way up to I think 2017. These were legit my sliding gloves, and I am not kidding. People would see them backstage and be like, "Dude, what the hell is your problem?" But I actually have a reasoning behind this. So one, you can see here it looks old, so that kind of matches the vibe that's going in Ghost Town, right? So it's like thematically, if that's even a word, correct for the area that I was in. No, but the real reason was, one, if it's not broke, don't fix it, right? So like, they worked for me. And the benefit of this, and if you're wondering what this was, literally this entire part right here has no cloth at all. It's like all ripped. You know, there's no cloth there. What this is legit super glue. Years and years, I'm sorry, not super glue. Years and years of hot glue and years of burning myself. Every year there was it doesn't matter the year. Every freaking year I would burn myself with the hot glue gun backstage at Knott's. And it was kind of like a tradition. And the same lady that was always there, that's in the warehouse department, she would always remember and she would laugh. She would wait for that day. She's like, I've been waiting all season. I didn't think you were gonna, but I had hope. And yeah, I would get burned all the time. But this is years and years of legitimately just hot glue. And what's cool about this is that the more you put on it and the more you keep sliding, it turns into like basically metal. Like, I'm not even kidding, like it's super solid. So these were my old gloves, and I'm talking to the point to where I even put I didn't want to fix this. I even put these things over here, these little washers. That way, you can slide really good. I think I have the other one too. The other one wasn't as bad. This one was a little bit more. This is my left hand. So when I slide, for whatever reason, I slide first on my left side, which means my right hand slams on the floor. And as you can see from these like finger things, like these things were flat, dude. Like normally they're round like this. These things were flat just from how hard. And people always ask me like, how do you keep it from hurting? And how do you hit so hard? You just gotta, my hands would swell up all the time. So that's not even, there's no way to really, because even if you have padding on your hand, it's still gonna go through eventually after you slam so many times a night. My hands were always swollen, but it's one of it's one of those pains you get used to. So it's kind of like, all right, I know it's taunt season. My hands are swollen. Big deal. It's not even a big deal. But yeah, so basically, I think 2017, I decided, all right, dude, like the main reason, and I'll show you here, that I actually got new gloves and I wouldn't have, was kind of just when I would put them on, I couldn't move my thumb. Like, which was kind of a good thing, because I would never jam my thumb, right? But like, I legit couldn't grab onto things and like move it. So this looks freaking gross. So yeah, you guys can see the gloves that were used on all of my videos all the way up to 2017. But like I mentioned, I ended up getting new gloves. So the first things first, people always ask about the gear. So what I ended up doing was I created new gloves, and I kind of perfected what I personally use. So do not take what I'm using and be like, I gotta get the same exact thing. Do whatever you have access to and whatever is more comfortable for you. Because there's plenty of people that hate my gloves that work on. They're like, how do you even slide like that? And there's plenty of gloves that I hate. I'm like, how do you slide like that? So it's kind of just preference. See what works for you. But this is what I found works best for me. So first things first, the biggest annoyance that I had working hot was like, legit, this over here was putting my gloves on and then putting one side on, right? But when I would put my other hand in, I could never correctly freaking strap it, because these things make it impossible to like grab it and pinch it and strap it. So that was one thing that I wanted to figure out, and I'm like, all right, I gotta definitely work on that. So the way around that was the gloves that I purchased, these things do not have a strap. So it's literally, it's kind of like a stretchy here for the wrist area. So I literally just have to put the gloves on. But these gloves are bigger purposely because if I just do it without any gloves underneath, it's gonna really, really stink, and you can't throw these things in the washer. So you don't want your gloves to like really, really stink. There's like not much you can do about it, but you can at least prevent majority very, very heavy smelling gloves by wearing other gloves underneath. So these gloves underneath were, I don't know what these are. I got them like at Home Depot, but they're like meshed and they're actually pretty well padded. Not that it matters if you're going to be slamming on the floor and sliding like quite often. It doesn't do anything after like the second slide. Like your hands are screwed. But I ended up getting these. So what's cool about these is I can throw them in a washer every day after hunt. I would just throw them in a washer, and then I'd have new non-smelling gloves, and these things wouldn't smell as bad because like this is getting all the sweat. So I got these here, and the reason I got these big is because I put these gloves, which are pretty thick, within these gloves here, which are big. So they're really big gloves. I'll try to show you. It's kind of hard. I'm trying to make this one take. Let's see. So they're really, really big gloves. If you don't have any gloves on there, you know, they're big. But then once you put these on, you're good to go. And yeah, so that's the purpose for those. And basically, you're able to strap it on like super tight, because you don't have the metal things, and that makes it hard. So that's basically it for this. And then the gloves themselves, I made new ones, and basically, and I'm sure if you don't know, I'll kind of go through it. These are basically, I believe they're like electric conduits, like 90-degree right angle conduits that are about like $1 each. So what I ended up doing was I just get the standard ones. I don't even know the exact size, but just whatever looks like fits your finger when you go at Home Depot or Lowe's. That's basically what I use for that. And people always ask what kind of glue I use. You have to use E6000. Nothing else will work. Nothing at all will work. Whether it's freaking Gorilla Glue, nothing's going to work. Use E6000 and use a lot of it. So what I ended up doing, as you can see here, it does fall off because you do sweat a lot. So it's not going to hold on all the time. So there's going to be times where you're going to have to peel off whatever's not sticking to the fabric. And then every night you just put more on. And then eventually they'll stick on there. But since I slam a lot, I did have to glue it quite often. The quick fix for the night would be hot glue. But be careful because I always burn myself. And then you would E6000 it the next night. You can even E6000 it while you have them on and then duct tape them and kind of just have the pressure on them the entire time. And then the next thing would be, these are actually tap shoes. So I believe they're heels for tap shoes. And I found these are the freaking best to slide because they're kind of rounded on the top portion of it. So it kind of like, it just kind of, I know you can't feel or even see it, but trust me, I personally like them better because they're not heavy neither. And when you actually smack on like I smack on my knee all the time, they're pretty hollow. So this is one of the older ones I had. So they're hollow in the middle and they make a loud sound. I mean, you still have to hit really, really hard. People always try to hit hard when I worked at Knott's. How do you hit so loud? You just gotta have swollen hands. That's the best answer. But this definitely helps with the sounds. And then I used to add these things, which were, I don't even know what this is, to be honest with you. I think they were like, it's still for the tap shoes, but I don't know what it's used for. But it basically comes when you buy the tap shoes, like the heels, it comes with this, and then some other things. So it may just be the front of the shoe, actually. Yeah, it's the front of the shoe for like infants or something. So I used to put this on here. So I used to have them like that. But as you can see here, this thing, when I would slide, would legit, if I did it wrong, it would stab me on my wrist. So I was like, not doing that. The best option with that was just a standard washer here, and it fits perfectly down there, and then you're able to like move your hand a lot better. But that definitely works, and that's literally it. Some people also ask, like the people at Fright Fest, like how they do it. They just put flint on their glove as well, whether it's like a Tail Devil flint or just flint in general, like a bar of flint. They put it on there and then it works. It would not work as much at Knott's because the floor is completely different there for Ghost Town. It will work probably like in, I don't even see where it would work, probably like Gypsy Camp or something. Definitely wouldn't work in Carnival. That's 100%. It's just the floor is kind of like this. It's really smooth and stuff. So yeah, so I can show you guys as well how bad I would hit. It would be to the point where I legit, one season worth, I cracked into this because I would always smack really, really hard. And that's kind of what the inside looks like. And yeah, I cracked this. So I tried gluing it back, but it just doesn't. It's already cracked. So you just gotta be careful. Sometimes I like pinch myself. So it's better that it is cracked, so I don't pinch myself, because when I try to fix it, it's like too close, and then part of it lifts up, and then I would pinch myself on my palm of my hand. And as you can see here, since I did smack a lot, this thing wouldn't stay on there. The OCD in me wanted one on this one too, but then I realized like I'm not even using this, it's falling off. And then I slide more on my left hand. I just smack on this one. I don't know how I slide, guys. You guys can see. So yeah, that's basically it. So yeah, it comes in like a pack like this. It's about like $8. You can buy it at a dance store. It's pretty cool. So those are my gloves. So yeah, these are conduit, I believe 90-degree conduit right angle like joints, I think. Oh yeah, and then on the top, I ended up doing like patches on here just to make it look more rugged. Some people just legit use like freaking biker gloves and don't even bother like getting rid of the logo. I'm not that guy. So we sewed this on. It's supposed to be a face, and then put a little bit of scare cloth on here, which I had more, but it came off. And then this here is an M for Marty. I believe it this way. Marty right there. So that was a little Easter egg. Put some buttons on there. It's pretty cool. So yeah, those are my gloves. Ugh. Take a good look at them. You guys will never see them again. But look, from this to this, what an accomplishment. Talk about like moving on up in life. So yeah, that's basically the gloves. Hope you guys enjoyed this. I will do more on these shoes, but my phone's gonna die. But yeah, these are the shoes that I use.